Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a few burgers, some bourbon, and I think it'd be a good time to put some high proof Ryes to the test. Stay with us. While the charcoal's cooking down, we're going to season these burgers and talk a little bourbon. I like a charcoal hamburger. I don't know if everybody does, but just got my patties made. We'll do a little seasoning. I like the Malcolm Reed's How to Barbecue Right series on YouTube. He kind of calls this stuff Killer Hogs, and this is his AP seasoning. It's basically just salt, pepper, garlic, and man, is it good on a burger. Kind of my favorite way to have them. But just kind of sprinkle that graciously. I'll put it on the other side when it's grilled. One of the things I want to talk about is, if you remember the Ohio video where we went bourbon hunting. This bottle, Heaven Hill's Bottled and Bond, I said it was a weeded. I watched the YouTube video, and I don't know if I got it confused with another bottle or if I just made it up. I don't know. But anyway, I was wrong. I thought this was wheated. It is not. It is a rye. The Old Fit 7-year Bottled and Bond is, however, a wheated. This is not. I'm terribly sorry I messed up, and I felt terrible about it. And somebody was kind enough to go in the comments and tell me I was wrong, and I was wrong. Really appreciate that, but sorry to mislead you. I never want to just mess up, but we're human. We do it. So today, I would like to do some rye stuff. Before we get started with the blind, I'm having a little Peerless Double Oak, which is one of my favorites. I love it. It's good. If you've not had it, I highly recommend it. I think this is batch 21. It's 108.4 proof, and it's good. So today, I'd like to do a little blind. And I know blind videos don't always do good. In fact, they never do good. But I'm going to do a blind today, and I've not made a video in a while, so I think it is a good time to do a high-proof rye blind. We're going to start this off with Doc Holliday. This is a non-distilling producer. I know that persuades a lot of people's thoughts on particular things, but the juice in it is really good. I like it. I've drunk almost half of it. It's good. And not to make the same mistake we made on this, I went on and got all these mash bills wrote down so that I don't mess up again. But Doc Holliday is 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. It's 117.4 proof. We're going to follow that right up. Heaven Hill grain to glass rye. This is not a bourbon. This will be a whiskey. It does not have 51% corn. And when I read you the mash bill, you'll understand why. It is 24% corn, therefore makes it a whiskey. 63% rye, 13% malted barley, 123.3 proof. Another one of my favorites, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. That has a 80% corn, 12% rye, 8% malted barley. It is 131.9 proof. If you're only judging Jack Daniel's by Old Number 7, you're not giving Jack Daniel's a fair shake. Old Number 7 was meant to put in Coke, and it will be meant to be put in Coke for the rest of its life. In fact, it might be the best thing you'll ever put in Coke, but don't just consider Jack Daniel's a mixer. This bottle, they make a single barrel proof Tennessee whiskey that's not a rye mash bill. They also make the rye and the Tennessee whiskey mash bill in a more of a lower proof. So I highly recommend, if you like proof, get the single barrel proofs. If not, get the ones that's proof down. The bottle looks identically the same. The label's black on those, on the lower proofs. But Lord honey, if you've not gave Jack Daniel's a chance other than No. 7, you're missing out, because they make some of the best stuff. This $60 bottle, and I'm telling you, it might be the best $60 bottle in existence. Finally, the last bottle we're going to do the Booker's 2502. I'm a big 2501 Barry's batch fan, but this is by the pond. Booker's mash bill, 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley, and it's 126.5 proof. And honestly, before we do this blind, we probably need to get some of these burgers in our belly because that's a lot of proof, and I intend on pouring them heavy. Stay with us. I prefer to cook on the grates rather than aluminum foil. I feel like you get a better flavor from a charcoal grill dead on the grates. So get these racks hot and give them a little cleaning before we place our burgers down. Charcoal likes just a little bit more being ready to cook, but man, we're getting close. Getting pretty excited. Think it's finally time to get these babies down. That little piece on there. And some people don't necessarily like a lot of seasoning, so I do a couple that's just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Close the lid, let them babies go. We've been cooking a few minutes, so we get a little temp reading here on these burgers. Woo, that's right. We're about 142 degrees. We're going to about 160. It's kind of what USDA says ground beef needs to be cooked to, so we can kind of shut the lid, give them just a little bit longer. These things are about 158 degrees internal temp. Pulling them off at 160, so go ahead and put a little cheese on them. Pulled these things off the grill at 160. About to give them a try. That's hard to beat. I think I'm going to down these burgers, then we'll get on with the blind. Time to get down to business. We have A, B, C, D, and we will rank these 1 through 4. Pretty excited about this one. I really love all these bottles. So I guess we will get started with A. There's really nothing like a rye finish. It's really sweet up front, and then from mid on you just get that good rye bite. Good nose. I figure all these are going to be like really good. It's going to be hard to call a winner for sure. As usual, I'll probably go all the way through and then come back, get another drink, and kind of decide who's going to finish where. Wow. That one, a little more bold up front. This is a little more red fruit. This one's a little more not so much red fruit, it's still a little sweet. But it up front is a total different start to the drink. Doesn't have as long a finish. But man, is that good. Wow. Those two are really good. Okay. This one's not nearly as sweet. Definitely like really good. But you don't really get that super sweet front. It's really know how to put into words how that starts. It's a little more grain forward. Not hardly as sweet. The finish is not super long, and really, it seems like these two have a little more of that bacon spice rye finish than this one. But still really good in its own way. Yeah, really good. Move on to D for the first sip. A little different nose there than the rest. Really dark. Wow. That is everything you'd want in a rye. Still going. Finish still going. By far the longest finish of anything there. Yes. Did I mention I love Ryes? Man, that's going to be tough. That is 4 unbelievable bottles. Yes, 4 unbelievable bottles. We'll blow through these things one more time and try to come up with a winner. Because a lot of times, this first one, you'll think, wow, nothing's beating that. Then you try this one, and nothing's beating that. So I like to go through them twice just to make sure that my palate's kind of adjusted. You know, all these are really high proof. And a lot of times that first drink of high proof, it just is over the top. And it kind of takes away from the others. So I never just want to try once and then just make a decision, because the first good drink of higher proof stuff kind of, your mouth's not acclimated to it. It just kind of steals the show until you go back through again. So the first, I'm really enjoying it, but honestly, until I get to the second one, I don't really try to establish who's where, you know. It's got a really good nose. Still really, probably the fruitiest front than any of the others. Man, it's got a pretty good finish this time. Good long finish. God, that's good. It's going to be a hard decision. All these bottles are so good in their own way. The nose on B is incredible. And none of these, all being high proof, none of these have like an overwhelming ethanol smell. Like you really can smell the aroma is really good, and the ethanol doesn't just overcome you. My God, it's a good drink. This is probably going to be the hardest blind I've done. on camera. Determining the winner out of these is going to be really hard. They're all just so good in their own way. And what it really comes down to is your personal palate. Like, I don't really know if there's one of these bottles that are better than the other. It's just going to be which one you like better. It's incredible how good these are. Back to C. This one doesn't quite have the nose of the rest, but this one's, even though it's a rye, and I know it's a rye, this one almost has the vanilla. It almost has the vanilla or marshmallow. It kind of, I know none of these are Buffalo Trace products, but if you're a bourbon drinker, the nose almost puts you in the mind of a stag, kind of. Like you get like a real good, like, vanilla. And, you know, if you've ever drank like George T. Stag, after the glass is empty, if you smell it, it's unmistakable. Like, it's like a vanilla cake or vanilla or a marshmallow s'more-ish type smell to me. I'm not sure what it is to other people. I know a lot of people say grape, but I never really get a grape from it. But this is much more vanilla and probably more approachable for a lot of people than these others. But me being a rye guy, I love all these. Back to D. This is nothing like that. Nothing like that vanilla. This one's more of a bacon spice smell. Like, you can almost smell the rye in this. Not a lot of sweetness on the nose, but I'm pretty sure there was sweetness on the palate. Did y'all ever watch Bambi? You know, the part where the rabbit is thumping. He's like, that's why they call me Thumper. He was Twitter pated, but that'll do that to you. My God, it's good. All right, we got to start deciding the winner here. That one's going to be hard to beat. It's a good one. All right. I know I said twice. We're kind of like Barstool Sports on their pizza reviews. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Probably going to take 3 bites of this one. That's good. All right, I've got my order. I'm going to start with worst and go to first. I'm going to use worst is not the word. We'll start with the least favorite. Ooh, that finish. That just helped itself. These bottles are fantastic. Every one of these. Fantastic. But I'm going to start with the one I found out of these four to be my least favorite of the four. But I'm telling you, all these bottles rank really high for me. It's fantastic, even though it's number 4. I hate that any of them's got to lose. But somebody's got to. And what was A?
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Dang. You know, Doc Holliday is, like I said earlier in the video, it's a non-distilling distributor. But honestly, the juice is really good. The juice is really good. I think this bottle retails for about $79. And to be honest, I feel that it's worth that, in my opinion. What is C?
Booker's.
Oh. So, we got Doc Holliday here. And you know, this isn't my favorite Booker's, but it's probably my second favorite Booker's. I like the Barry's blend just a little better, but I really figured this would have done better. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I usually don't try to guess, but this one has got the best finish, and I feel like this one has the most rye. So I'm almost thinking that B is Jack Daniels. I may be wrong. Is it? No. Is it Heaven Hills? Heaven Hills. I honestly thought that the rye finished like it finished so good that this one has a lot more rye in it than the Jack Daniels. So, Jack Daniels wins. And I'm okay with that because this is a fantastic bottle. I think I mentioned earlier that if you've not tried Jack Daniels other than number 7, you're doing yourself an injustice because Jack Daniels makes absolutely great whiskey. I know they don't call it a bourbon. It just showed you. And something to pay attention to. $100 retail. $79 retail. Like $95 retail in the 60s. I think I gave $65, $68 for the Jack Daniels. And you absolutely will not go wrong buying that bottle. It's truly one of my favorites. And I guess now we know for sure it is the highest proof also. But proof didn't really, I think 117, 126, 123, and then 131.1. So it's not all based on proof. But looks like I still got some whiskey to drink. I'm really curious if I'd have used Barry's blend, if it would have finished ahead of the Heaven Hills grain to glass. And I may do a head-to-head with Heaven Hill and Barry's blend to see if it would transition spots. But to be honest, I don't know if any of the Bookers for me can compete with this single barrel proof rye. So good. So good. And the finish. And that finish is probably coming somewhat from the proof, but it does not drink like it's the warmest. I wouldn't have guessed it to be the highest proof. But the nose. It's incredible. That for sure deserved to win. Clear winner in my book. So, quick wrap up. All fantastic bottles. I love every one of them. I'll probably keep every one of them in my collection as we move forward. I don't really have a collection. It's more of a selection. We open everything. But even this, I know it didn't place great in this, but it's a fantastic bottle. I'm not really a single malt guy, so I've not tried the whiter, but I truthfully love this rye. Heaven Hills, it's an unreal bottle. They all are. If you're out looking for bourbon, whiskey, definitely keep these in mind. All these are really good. But definitely for the price, this is a must-have. Must-have for any collection or selection. I guess it's really probably not very valuable on the collection side, but as far as a drinker, so far it's the best rye I have. I tried to pull heavy hitting ryes, and that's where we are. So until next time, we're going to keep spending money we don't have on bourbon we don't need. Catch you on the next one.